What happens when we die? Is it the end of consciousness, or does something more terrifying await us? Imagine this. You're in a car crash. The world fades to black. You hear nothing, see nothing, feel nothing. Then suddenly, you're not in your body anymore. You're floating above it, watching as people desperately try to revive you. Is this real? Or is it a trick your mind is playing on you in your final moments? In this video, we're diving deep into the chilling world of near-death experiences. You won't believe what some people have seen beyond the veil of death. Near-death experiences, or NDEs, have fascinated humanity for centuries. We hear about them in books, movies, and even in the testimonies of ordinary people. But what do they really mean? Are they glimpses into the afterlife? Or could they just be the brain's last desperate attempt to make sense of its own death? Some NDEs are peaceful, others are terrifying, but all of them raise unsettling questions about life, death, and what comes after. One of the most common elements in near-death experiences is the tunnel of light. Imagine drifting through a dark, endless tunnel. At the end, a bright light appears, drawing you closer. Many who have experienced this report an overwhelming sense of peace, as if they are being pulled towards something beyond comprehension. Some describe it as feeling like they are coming home, while others report meeting loved ones who've passed away. Is this the afterlife? Or is it a strange biological reaction to the process of dying? One particularly chilling case comes from a woman named Maria, who had a heart attack. She remembers floating above her body, looking down at the medical team frantically trying to save her. But then, she was pulled into a tunnel. She says she felt completely calm, as if all the pain and fear had melted away. Her first instinct was to follow the light. She says she was surrounded by loved ones who had already passed, family, friends, even pets. They welcomed her with open arms as though she was part of a grand reunion, but just as quickly as it started, she was pulled back into her body, gasping for air. The question is, what was it? Was it a glimpse into another realm, or just the brain's way of coping with the fear of death? Not all near-death experiences are filled with peace and light. Some people experience the exact opposite. They report falling into an endless abyss, a terrifying void that seems to stretch on forever. This experience often feels cold, alien, and deeply unsettling. One man, John, recounts his experience when he was in a coma after a serious accident. He describes falling into an unending darkness, with whispers and voices coming from every direction. He was completely alone, terrified, and unsure if he would ever escape. As he fell, the darkness seemed to consume him. It wasn't just an empty void, it felt alive, like it was pulling him deeper into a place where light could never reach. When he finally woke up, he was drenched in sweat, heart pounding. The terror of that experience never left him. Could this dark experience be another type of afterlife, or is it a psychological manifestation of fear? The life review. Perhaps one of the most chilling aspects of near-death experiences is the life review. Imagine standing in front of a higher power, or simply observing the events of your life unfold before your eyes. Every moment, every choice, every word, every action, the good and the bad. Many near-death survivors claim to have experienced this life review, some even describing how it's not just a simple replay of memories, but they actually feel what others felt during those moments. The guilt, the joy, the sadness. What's even more unsettling is the accuracy with which some survivors recount forgotten memories. A woman named Anne claimed to have been shown the death of her childhood dog, something she hadn't thought about in years. How could her brain possibly know that? Could this life review be a way of balancing your life, preparing you for the next stage? Or is it just a way for the mind to process its impending death? Evidence of the afterlife? Many near-death experiences seem to suggest that there is something beyond death. They defy explanation, forcing us to question everything we've been told about life and what happens when we die. Some people even report accurate details of their medical procedures, details they couldn't have known while unconscious. One man, Mark, was in a car accident and declared clinically dead at the scene. When he was revived, he gave a detailed description of the conversations doctors had while trying to save him, conversations he couldn't have heard while his heart had stopped. Stories like Mark's raise the question, could near-death experiences be more than just a trick of the mind? Could they actually be glimpses into a higher realm, a world we can't yet comprehend? The scientific explanation. Of course, not everyone believes near-death experiences are proof of an afterlife. Many scientists argue that NDEs are simply a result of the brain's final moments. As the brain shuts down, it may produce hallucinations, bright lights, visions of loved ones, and even out-of-body experiences. The brain could be releasing chemicals like endorphins which cause feelings of peace, and this could explain the calming effects many survivors report during their NDEs. However, this doesn't explain the vivid details survivors often provide, details they couldn't have known in their state of unconsciousness. How can we reconcile this with the idea that NDEs are just brain-generated illusions? The spiritual perspective. Many spiritual traditions believe that near-death experiences are windows into the afterlife. They see these experiences as proof that the soul lives on after the body dies. In many cultures, people believe the soul leaves the body during death, traveling to another realm or returning to a higher consciousness. These spiritual beliefs are echoed by many who have had near-death experiences. Some survivors report a sense of connectedness to all living things or even a direct encounter with a higher power. Could these experiences be proof that there's more to existence than we can see? Could the afterlife truly exist, waiting for us on the other side? The haunting question. As we've explored, near-death experiences are full of mysteries and paradoxes. Some of them are peaceful and comforting, others are filled with darkness and terror. But one thing is certain, they force us to confront the greatest question of all. What happens when we die? Is there an afterlife, or do we simply cease to exist? These stories leave us with more questions than answers, but perhaps that's the point. We are meant to explore, to question, to seek the truth for ourselves. What do you think? What's your take on near-death experiences? Have you ever had one or known someone who has? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If this video sent chills down your spine, make sure to subscribe for more stories that will keep you up at night, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Thank you for watching, and remember, death might just be the beginning.